Welcome back to Mystic English, where stories don't just teach you language, they awaken something deeper. If you're new here, don't just subscribe to learn English. Subscribe to remember yourself, to feel something real again. Because sometimes, all it takes is one video to shift the way you see time, regret, and the silent war between your dreams and your distractions. Today's video is about a truth we all know but keep avoiding. That time is running out. Not metaphorically, literally. And what you do with the next hour might just decide the next decade of your life. The clock ticks. A relentless, unwavering rhythm that marks not just seconds, but moments, opportunities, and the very essence of our existence. We often hear the phrase, time is running, but do we truly grasp its profound weight? It's not just a casual observation, it's a stark, undeniable truth that whispers, and sometimes shouts, the urgency of life. Imagine, for a moment, a vast, ancient hourglass. Not one filled with sand, but with dreams, aspirations, unsaid words, and unattempted leaps of faith. Every grain that falls is a moment gone, an opportunity that will never return, a possibility that has passed into the realm of what could have been. The top chamber, once overflowing, steadily empties, and the bottom chamber, a repository of the past, steadily fills. This is the hourglass of our lives, and its contents are constantly, irreversibly shifting. Consider Chloe, a young woman with a soul brimming with artistic talent. Her sketchbook was a vibrant universe of colors and forms, her mind a symphony of stories waiting to be told through her brushstrokes. She dreamt of exhibiting her work, of seeing her art bring joy and reflection to others. But Chloe was a master of postponement. Tomorrow, she'd tell herself, I'll dedicate the entire day to that landscape. Or, next week, when I have more free time, I'll start that portrait series. The canvas remained blank, the paints untouched. The inspiration, though still flickering, began to dim under the dust of delay. She spent hours scrolling through social media, watching others achieve their dreams, feeling a pang of envy mixed with a strange comfort in her inaction. The fear of failure was a heavy blanket, but the fear of not trying was a subtle, insidious poison. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months, and suddenly, years had slipped through her fingers like water. The vibrant universe in her mind started to fade, replaced by the dull ache of unfulfilled potential. The phrase, "the time is running," wasn't a whisper to Chloe. It was a distant, muffled drumbeat she chose to ignore. Then there was Marcus, a man in the prime of his career, a corporate warrior who lived by deadlines and quarterly reports. His life was a meticulously planned schedule, every minute accounted for, every task optimized for efficiency. He was successful by all conventional measures. He had the corner office, the impressive title, the comfortable salary. But Marcus had a secret. He loved to play the cello. In his youth, he had dreamt of performing, of losing himself in the rich, resonant tones of classical music. The cello, a beautiful, polished instrument, sat in its case in the corner of his living room, a silent testament to a forgotten passion. I'll get back to it when things calm down at work, he'd promise himself. When I get that promotion, I'll have more time. But things never calmed down. The next project always loomed. The next meeting demanded his attention. The next client needed immediate focus. His children grew up, their laughter echoing through the house, often unheard by a father consumed by emails and phone calls. His wife, once his confidant and partner in adventure, became a distant figure, sharing a home but not a life. The cello gathered dust, its strings silently yearning for the touch of his fingers. Marcus heard, The time is running as a faint echo from a past he was too busy to revisit. And then there was old man Silas. He lived on the edge of town, a quiet figure with eyes that held the wisdom of countless sunsets. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he possessed a serenity that drew people to him. Children would often gather around his porch, listening to his stories, captivated by his gentle demeanor. Silas had lived a full life, marked by both triumphs and tribulations. He had loved deeply, lost profoundly, worked tirelessly, and rested peacefully. He had faced his fears, pursued his curiosities, and embraced the simple joys. One crisp autumn afternoon, a young man burdened by regret sat with Silas. "I wasted so much time, Silas," he confessed, his voice heavy with sorrow. "I let opportunities pass. I didn't tell the people I loved how much they meant to me. Now, it's too late." Silas listened patiently, his gaze fixed on the falling leaves. "My boy," he said, his voice like rustling leaves. "The past is a river that flows only one way. You cannot step into the same water twice. But the present is a boundless ocean. You can choose to swim, to dive, to explore, or you can stand on the shore, lamenting the currents you missed." He paused, then continued. "The time is indeed running, but it runs forward. Every tick of that clock is a fresh invitation, not a final judgment. Regret is a heavy anchor, but intentional action is a powerful sail. I have seen many sunrises, and each one was a promise, not a reminder of yesterday's failures." Silas's words, though simple, were a powerful catalyst. Chloe, scrolling through social media one evening, stumbled upon an old photograph of herself, paintbrush in hand, a look of pure joy on her face. The image struck her like a bolt of lightning. The dust on her easel seemed to mock her. "No more," she whispered. She pulled out her paints, not for a grand masterpiece, but for a small, simple sketch. The first stroke was hesitant, but with each subsequent one, the joy began to return, a vibrant spark igniting the embers of her passion. She started small, dedicating just 15 minutes a day, then 30, then an hour. She stopped waiting for more free time and started making time. She realized that the time was running, yes, but it was also her time to run with it. Marcus, after a particularly grueling week, found himself staring at the cello case. His wife, seeing his distant gaze, gently placed her hand on his arm. "Remember how much you loved playing?" she asked softly. That night, instead of opening his laptop, Marcus opened the cello case. His fingers, stiff at first, slowly remembered the familiar contours of the strings. The first notes were rusty, but as he played, a melody, long dormant, began to emerge. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. He started dedicating an hour each evening to his music, sometimes just for himself, sometimes for his family. He began to attend his children's school plays, to take long walks with his wife, and to truly be present. He realized that the time was running, but he could choose to fill it with what truly mattered, not just what was urgent. The message of "the time is running" is not one of despair, but of empowerment. It's a call to awaken, to shake off the shackles of procrastination, fear, and distraction. It's a reminder that our lives are not limitless. Every breath is a gift, every day a canvas waiting for our unique brushstrokes. It's about understanding that some day is a mirage, a deceptive oasis that recedes the closer you get to it. The only day that truly exists, the only moment you have absolute power over, is now. Are you waiting for the perfect moment to start that project, to learn that skill, to mend that relationship, to embark on that adventure? The perfect moment is a myth. The right moment is the one you create, the one you seize, the one you choose to act upon. The time is running out for your dreams. Are they gathering dust in the attic of your mind? Or are you actively working to bring them to life? The time is running out for your relationships. Are you truly connecting with the people who matter most, expressing your love, sharing your presence? Or are you letting silence and distance grow? The time is running out for your well-being. Are you nurturing your body, mind, and spirit? Or are you sacrificing them at the altar of busyness and neglect? The time is running out for your personal growth. Are you learning, evolving, challenging yourself? Or are you stuck in comfortable routines that offer no expansion? This isn't about rushing frantically through life, ticking off boxes for the sake of it. It's about intentionality. It's about living with purpose, with awareness, with gratitude. It's about recognizing that every sunrise is a fresh start, an opportunity to rewrite the narrative of your day, your week, your life. Look around you. The world is in constant motion. Seasons change, rivers flow, stars twinkle and fade. Life is a dynamic, ever-unfolding process, and you too are part of that magnificent flow. Don't let inertia hold you captive. The time is running. Let it be a motivator, not a source of anxiety. Let it be the gentle push that moves you from contemplation to creation, from dreaming to doing, from wishing to becoming. What is that one thing you've been putting off? That conversation you need to have? That skill you want to acquire? That journey you long to take? That act of kindness you feel called to perform? The hourglass is still turning. The grains are still falling. But you have the power to decide how you will fill the moments that remain in the top chamber. Will they be filled with regret and missed chances, or with courage, action, and the vibrant colors of a life truly lived? The choice, as always, is yours. The time is running. What will you do with the precious moments you have been given, starting right now? If this video tightened your chest, good. That means you're still alive inside. You're still capable of more. At Mystic English, we don't tell stories to impress you. We tell them to wake you up, to teach you words that matter, sentences that stay, and truths that hurt before they heal. Don't let today become another silent sacrifice to tomorrow, because the clock is still ticking, but you're still here. You still have time. The question is, what will you do with it? Subscribe. Share this with someone who's been waiting, and we'll meet again in the next story, where English becomes more than a language. It becomes a mirror.